Unraveling the mystery, living true by design. What does that really mean? Join me as we embark on a journey of self discovery where we will understand the essence of intentional living and crafting a life that aligns entirely with your values. Get ready to redefine the way you perceive your life's path and purpose. I became a life design coach after I went through life design as a client. And I came to it, I feel like I was in a way tricked into it because I was just had one big problem. But my problem was my life, and it was just a lot of things going on. And my mother was ill and terminally ill, and I had young kids and a busy professional career. So it was a lot of pressure. And I thought, well, I just need to deal with this one problem. I don't remember specifically, but it was thinking I had one problem that needed to be solved. But the thing was, every week it was one problem. And I didn't understand at the time fully that how you do anything is how you do everything. And so I thought I could just do one thing at a time. And my plan was to go meet with my coach and figure out a little strategy for the next week. And then the next week, come back with another problem and figure out the next strategy. And that's not what happened. What happened is I came out of my coaching when I was a client, I came out of that with a whole plan and vision for my life. It was basically things, it wasn't anything really radically different from what I had an idea of, but it was so concrete and well defined that it gave me so much hope and direction for my future, and it helped me understand my own purpose and path on the planet while we're here. Instead of going every week and addressing one situation at a time and the next week a different situation, it was a more all-encompassing stand in life is what I ended up learning and stepping into, and I'm still stepping into it. That's a part of it, is having a vision that's a little bit larger than you, but yet not so much that it feels like it's too far away. So, but it became a way to function instead of addressing every small problem. And then I found that the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So every small problem could be addressed in a similar way. It's magical. So living true by design is what happens when you design your life. So the name Living True by Design is about someone who wants to design their life and live that out. And so living true by design is all the different ways that we can live a designed life. And we talk about a designed life, that means it's intentional. It's not a default life. And a lot of us, live this a default life because it's what we were taught when we grow up. It's just our programming. It's what we've seen, and we don't see a lot of other options. It's just what we know. And it's not as intentional as maybe we would like. And so instead of living a default, a designed life is intentional. And it's really looking at who we are and where we want to go. And there's different areas of life design that we look at. Design can be a lot of a mindset, right? Of empathy. There's different schools of thought about how to define design, but some of the words that come up about that are empathy, optimism, iteration, uh, ideating, experimentation, creative confidence. These are all areas that we use to set the stage for the design, and we use design principles to look at our life to create the life intentionally that we are wanting to live. So those are some principles of design, and through using those principles, I came up with my own design idea of it actually is combining coaching and pathology together, because in pathology we use a microscope and light. And so in designing our life, we show up, focus, and shine. And those are the three major steps of the process, and the whole coaching process, and the whole life design that you can put together when you do the coaching. But those are show up, focus, and shine. And so show up is defining where your life is in the moment, where, and it's also looking at some of the background things that our programming is. So just recognizing that and deciding intentionally, is this something I want to carry forward and continue this belief, or is it something that it doesn't really fit me anymore, and that's not who I am at this point in my life, because we change, you know? So that's showing up. And then focus is when we ideate and we really figure out where we want to go and what our goals are and what our vision is and what our mission is. And so that's focusing, getting very, very clear. And we have concrete tools to do this. And then shining is when you go out and you do the prototype. You try it out, see if it's going to work. And iterate. If it doesn't work, do it again, and that's okay. But it's all based on very much internal motivation. It's not, for the external accolades. It's more for the fulfilling your own personal purpose and mission, and concrete ways to do that. Another way that I define living true by design and life design is an intentional and holistic life plan with tools and strategies to make major decisions, plans, and goals in all areas of your life. And that sounds huge, but it's possible, and we do it, and it's so fun. And so here are the areas of your life. It's, if you've ever used the circle of life satisfaction, that's part of it. But there's all the different areas of your life that are included in there. And those areas of your life are career, finance or money, play, recreation, spirituality, physical health, family, friends, areas of relaxation. And so when we're designing a life, we don't want the life to be just an absence of disease or an absence of agitation or anger. It's not about the absence of bad stuff. We want to focus on where we want to go, and an uplifting, energized life, a vital well-being. So it's all about getting into a state of relaxed but energized well-being, and then incorporating that relaxed and energized well-being into all of those areas of your life. And then the outcome of that is vital well-being. Okay. So that's basically what the life design is that it's an overlap of mindset, mission, values, goals. It's like a Venn diagram that has a lot overlapping, and at the center is the life design. And it's like a Venn diagram that has all these overlapping circles that include mindset, health, communication, relationships, and they're all overlapping. Career, of course, they're all overlapping, and at the center is you with a designed life. So it incorporates all these things and boils it down, and it comes from your core, your intuitive knowing and your wisdom. And these things, they're non-linear, right? And so it can get kind of big, but we have tools and strategies that we can break it down and make it manageable so it's not too overwhelming. Finally, we talk about intentional living. And why is that important? It is so important. That's another thing that came to me when I was looking at the microscope about being how powerful all of us are, and each individual. I was looking at the scope one day, and I was looking at my slides thinking about the cells that I was looking at, and how each individual cell is like its own universe, but yet they're all interconnected, and the different cells, different types of cells have different kind of connections, but they interconnect, kind of like they hold hands, right? And individually, they're their own universe and so powerful and complex. And together they form this whole unified field. And so I started calling my coaching One High Power Field, because I believe that each of us is a high power field. You are, I am, everyone is a high power field. And also together we are a high power field. And I believe with everything in my being that right now on the planet, each of us living the most intentional life we can live is our hope for the future. There's a lot of chaos and destruction happening in our world. And if we can go back to who we truly are and live intentionally and sustainably and vital lives, that is our hope to create a future for future generations. And it's the most powerful and, I think, possible thing that we can do. But that takes everybody participating. That takes everybody being interested in it and wanting to do it. There has to be a willingness. And that's actually a difference in thinking culturally, because it's not being forced. It's something that people can do by choice. So I am quite passionate about people living intentional lives and how much we need everyone. It's the clients that I've worked with, when part of our work is doing personal mission statements, and they are incredible to listen to people's mission statements they come up with, and they're so unique and they're so them, and every time we do a mission statement, it solidifies my belief in intentional living and the uniqueness of us all, and how important it is for each of us to stand in our power and our knowing and our intuition, because it creates this beautiful symphony of hope and creation for the future. So I think intentional living is critical at this point, and I would love for you to follow along and join in our community, because I believe in it so deeply, and I believe that it can be such a gift for your life, but also all the people that you love and depend on you. I believe living intentionally is not just a gift for you, but it's also for all the people that we love, our families, the people in our homes, everyone in our communities, and then extending into the world too. So come join the Facebook group for Living True by Design. I would love to hear an area of your life that you would like to live more intentionally. If you have made any changes recently in the areas you're living intentionally, I would love to hear about that. We have a great supportive community, and we would love for you to be there. So I would encourage you this week to maybe take a look at those different areas of your life, of your family, career, finance, spirituality, physical well-being, family, friends, relaxation and recreation, and play, fun. Maybe pick one area. The one area maybe that feels a little bit more pressing than others, and think about some small steps that you might take that would put you in alignment with your own deepest values. That's when we stand in our own power, and that's when we shine. That's showing up, focusing, and shining. And that's the biggest gift we can be to each other in the world. In our next episode, we're going to talk about the art of effective decision making and how it shapes the course of our lives. Get ready to explore practical strategies for making impactful choices and discover secrets for navigating complex decisions with confidence and ease. Thank you for joining us today. Can't wait to see you next week. We'll see you over in the Facebook group, Living True by Design. Are you feeling overwhelmed by the countless decisions life is throwing your way? Are you tired of the busy home with kids, laundry to do, meals to prepare, and a busy, high-achieving career? Do you want a deeper connection with your partner? If so, the 1-hour Living True by Design coaching session is just for you. It is your guiding light. During this 1-hour coaching call, you'll get a personalized, actionable plan. There will be concrete steps for you to take to step back into your power to be authentic and own your most authentic life and be true to you. Together, let's embark on a journey to design the life you've always envisioned.